Hey guys, what's up? It's the Chaos Prophet, and today I have Battlefield 1 for you guys. I know I've been doing a lot of Payday 2 videos, so I decided to do a Battlefield 1 video, and Mafia 3 is also coming up soon here. I'll be talking about that game. But I want to talk to you a little bit about Battlefield 1 now that the beta has been over for a little bit. And we only have a little bit until the game comes out, so I wanted to talk about a few things that I really love about the game. And one of them is being support. I do love being a support and giving out ammo. Not a lot of people were playing the support, although surprising to see, I think DICE released a status of how many people were playing what position, and I believe the support class was the second to last, which the last one was medic. But there were several reasons for that, and I might go over that in a different video. But I did hear that the support was going to get a few buffs in it when the game fully launches, and that's going to be awesome because I think its gadgets are a little bit lagging behind everybody else's, but it's not bad. I do love the support. I kind of wish the traps were a little bit different. The claymores, if you will, are just not as good. I always thought the line where it shows you where they have to trip it to explode should just be for the player that's putting it down. Like, the enemy shouldn't be able to see that through a doorway or see it around a corner or whatever. In Battlefield 4, if you were looking for it, a lot of times you could see it easily because it was just like spread out and you could see the lines, and so you wouldn't trigger the trap. That's not really a trap. And I know people are going to be like, well, that's not really a claymore. Claymores are set off by manually pressing a detonator. I know that, but it just kind of, we need something to watch our back, and that's why one of the main reasons supports have that is so that people can trip through it through doors. I know people don't like it. It's an easy kill. But either way, the support's going to get some minor upgrades. And I love the guns on it. Almost all of the guns on there that we had in the beta were really good. There weren't many weapons on any class that I complained about. They were all relatively good, which is a big step up from Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, where there was a lot of weapons that were kind of or not very good, but then there were a few that I really, really liked and I used a lot. And I'm also glad that I have the bipod. I used to do that a lot in Battlefield 3, and I'm glad that I can still use it in Battlefield 1 and just mow people down. You'll see me do that a couple times, or at least take pot shots at people. But yeah, the support class needs much more love, and I heard that they're buffing some gadgets and giving them some things, and we're going to get the mortar in the full game. Don't worry, it's not like the one from Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4 where you can just sit in your deployment and shoot it. It can only go a little ways, so it'll be good for bombing if you can set it up in time and if you can deploy it in time. It'll be good for either defending a point, or it will be good for attacking a point. If you know that you're rushing with your team and you can set it up real fast and shoot a couple their way and then have your team rush in, it might be a good thing. The other thing I wanted to talk about is destruction. Destruction in Battlefield it's been in it for a long time, but according to everybody else, because I didn't really play much of it, but I have some gameplay of it, Bad Company 2 was one of the best destructions ever, and it's pretty much shown up in this game as well. Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 had a pretty good destruction aspect to it, but I didn't really like the fact that, like Goldmud Railway, when you play that map, people could just destroy the buildings for no reason with rocket launchers or whatever, and it kind of defeated the purpose. It just completely blew up the buildings, and then you couldn't be in them. And now they made it so that you can be in them, but they're way more decay than anything else. So it just looks a lot better and feels a lot better. And I also felt like people weren't just deliberately trying to blow up destructible buildings just to do so. It just happened naturally with tanks, bombings from the airplanes, and grenades and other such things like that. So it was fantastic. It was good. I do like the destruction in it. And also there's terrain destruction, if you didn't know. I'm pretty sure you guys do know. But now if there's a grenade or a tank shot or anything else that explodes into the ground, it will make a crater for you to make a little foxhole. And the more you hit that area, the deeper it will go. I actually don't know how deep it will go, but it will go pretty deep. I've been in one where it's just like, holy shit, how do I get out of this now? That's how deep I was in that hole. So much like my life. Anyways, the point is, it's great. It's great to see. I wish other Battlefields had this. I don't know why they didn't have it. I guess the technology just wasn't there yet. But I hope to see it in many other Battlefields after this, because it's just a really great idea and can create trenches for you to get to places that have no cover. But using the destruction in the ground can give you some cover, at least from fire. And the other thing I want to say about destruction is I kind of like how it's like micro destruction, I guess it would be, along with the buildings, but in the vehicles, I guess you can attack the treads of the tank, you can attack the engine, you can attack a few other parts of tanks and vehicles and disable them in different ways, which is interesting. I mean, I know they probably did that in real World War, but it's just interesting that no other game has, I don't think, has done it. Maybe one or two other ones, but not like, as far as I can tell, from like Battlefield does it. So overall, it's really good. So I can't wait to see what other things we can do with the destruction in this game, and what people come up with to see if they don't just make trenches on their own so that they have places to fight and people don't expect them, because the levels will stay the same, the maps will stay the same, but the destruction in the terrain won't. So that's really cool. And the other thing I really enjoyed throughout the beta was the weather effect. I really do wish we had the alpha map, Sinskar, I think it is. I can't remember. This is the Sinai desert map, and some people actually didn't like this map. I actually did. So I love the town mostly. You can see that I played mostly in there, and but I really like the other map in the alpha too. I just didn't get to play it, which was sad. And I think I would much better play on that map, but because it's more of a town feeling, at least for me. And the weather that rolled in there was like rain and stormy, and then it would fog and you can't see anything, and that was fantastic. I don't know why Battlefield hasn't had that before, but again, maybe the technology wasn't there, and I hope they continue to work on that and make it in other Battlefields. But the sandstorm that rolls up in this one is pretty cool. I wish it didn't last as long, but I understand, like in real life, you can't control that. There is no way to go, hey, sandstorm, quit it. There's nothing you can do about it, but I don't want it to last half the game, which one time it did. And you couldn't see anything. It was like 10 minutes long or like 8 minutes long or something. It was just ridiculous, and it probably shouldn't last longer than 5 minutes. It's kind of cool, but it just disrupts your vision way more than it's needed, and it will probably get annoying after a while. And I also liked, at one point on this map, I at least saw it once, it was dark and stormy. It wasn't raining, but it was dark and cloudy, and everything was kind of shaded, and I really liked that. I know it's a desert, but yes, I do live in a desert in the United States, and it does rain here, and it does get very stormy, and it does rain heavily, so sometimes. So if it did rain there, that would be fine. I don't know how much rain they get there. If it's based off of a real map location. I thought it was, but either way, it would be really cool if it did rain, and then there was mud and slush and hard to walk through now or whatever. It would be kind of cool to see that. Either way, the weather effects are awesome, and I can't wait to see what else they have in there, whether it's snow blizzards and just more sandstorm type things, whether it's fog, whether it's rain. They all have really cool effects, and it changes the gameplay dramatically. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just wanted to give my thoughts out on those three things. I was going to include vehicles, but I don't really have the time, and they are fixing some of the vehicles so they're not so overpowered. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I can't wait for Battlefield 1, and I hope you guys want to see more videos from me. Lots more games coming out from me. So yeah, this has been the Chaos Prophet saying don't get lost in the chaos. Later, guys, and be free.